what if we ask each other questions like stuff that we always wanted to ask white people or we can't understand from white people? Know that ask? And then you can ask that stuff from black people, bro. What's up, man? Listen, this is the first episode of the Glitch podcast, man. And I'm Tay. You can call me Bravo. A lot of people call me Bravo. Some people call me Tay. I go by both, however you want to do it.
I'm James. People call me James.
They call him James the Man.
James the Man, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right, man. So listen, this is the first podcast. And it's just like, it's pretty dope, man. I was looking for a host, and I'll tell you kind of how, well, me and James met at work, but we never really talked. That's why I said this would be pretty cool, because me and you never talked, James.
Yeah, we never really chopped it up like that.
Yeah. So, I pretty much, how this came to be, I was working, and I heard James talking, because I was looking for podcast hosts after podcast hosts, and I heard James talking, and I was like, man, this dude knows, this dude is kind of plugged into the culture. He kind of knows what's going on, James. I ain't gonna dick Roger, James. But I just like James' vibe, bro. He's pretty cool, pretty positive person. You know, that's always what I'm trying to be around. So, being that this is the first podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, your favorite podcast is Flagrant. That's my favorite podcast, right? I feel though, I always do this. I have been from like a suburban, and I've lived in Myrtle Beach for a large part of my life. I have a lot of let's say white friends, right? But I also have a lot of black friends. But I have a large amount of white friends, right? So I was thinking, since it's the first podcast. You're white, I'm black. We could both definitely see that, right?
Yeah.
So I was thinking, just trying to figure out what type of white guy you are.
Shit, what type of white guy I am?
Like,
you know,
what are you comfortable with? Because I know, like, some of my white friends, man, some of them, they definitely get uncomfortable with certain topics. And I just want to know, like, what topics, you know, that you are like
get like shaky with, I guess.
Yeah, because I don't want you to get shaky. No,
okay.
Because
that's a fair question.
There will be times where I say some super black stuff, and I want you to be able to talk about it and know, like, I'm not gonna think you racist, bro, but I want your honest white opinion. Okay, I don't want it tailored because I'm black, because I won't do nothing to you. Yeah,
no. Okay, that's a fair question. So I grew up in the suburbs.
Yeah.
Same type of shit. In high school, I was like a pothead, you know, like a stoner kid. And I've always had like a mixed friends.
You ever been to the cut?
In the cut?
Nah, I just like.
So like.
That's an insider, y'all.
So I've always hung out with different types of people. I worked in a restaurant for 4 years, and you know I met all sorts of type of people. But I really don't get, like, if you want to talk about some like controversial shit, like, I'll give you my opinion. Then,
hey, listen, let's take this podcast in a different direction. Let's lighten it up. Let's get funny, man. I think the funniest shit that we could do right now is to ask each other, since we're black. Willow's black, guys. Willow's black.
Damn, I never knew y'all were black before coming here.
Type shit, right? I think the way to take this podcast, first episode, start off with a banger. We could go, what if we ask each other questions like stuff that we always wanted to ask white people or we can't understand from white people? Know that ask? And then you can ask that stuff from black people, bro.
All right.
And I will tell you, and I will never look at you different, bro.
Okay.
You cool with me, bro. But I want some real fucking questions, you feel me? And then we'll bounce between Willow and stuff like that. So we'll start with Willow first. Is there any... Willow, is there any...
Yeah, to your fellow white man What is the question?
Is there any question that you ever want to ask a white person?
Okay, so that is one question. Why do y'all have like a mixed combo when it comes to the weather? Like when it's cold, it's like shorts and then like a hoodie, maybe. Okay,
I gotta answer for that one. For me, like my legs never get cold, so like I could wear shorts in the cold. Shit, I could wear a hoodie in the summer too. Like I don't know. So I don't know. Is that a white people thing? Like.
I think it is because listen.
I just never noticed.
Listen, I do the same thing, but I have had a lot of white friends, and I have grown up around some of my best friends are white people. I have Will, I have Casey, I have Gino.
Those are definitely some white names. Will and Casey.
Yeah, I have.
I ain't never met a black Casey.
My friends in South Carolina. What was his name? Jalen. He was the blackest white guy I ever met, by the way. Shout out to Jalen. That's my guy. But yeah, you go ahead. I think
for me it's like the look of it. Like, you know, I like the look of the shorts and like a sweater. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't. I guess there's no rhyme or reason like specifically behind, you know, wearing mismatched stuff.
All right. So, do you have any? And after this, I just want us to do this automatically, so I'm not gonna keep asking. Do you?
Okay.
All right. So, do you have since that's a female, Willow's a girl, you guys. Okay. So, since she's a female and I'm male, you can ask like female specific and male specific black questions, and then general at the same time, because black girls got their own flavor. You know what I'm saying? Do you like? I'll let you shoot whichever one you want to go, man.
For me,
we're breaking down the race barrier today, guys, for future podcasts.
All right, let's see. I gotta think of a good one. All right, I got a question. Why do a lot of black people rap? Like that's just the thing, right?
Yeah, I think
like every black person I know want to rap. Well, except for a couple few, but they're like unique people. Like they're not like your regular Joe Schmo.
The craziest part is a lot of black people can rap, but the majority of black people can't rap, which is crazy. Willow, why do you think a lot of black people rap?
I think it's just like the basketball thing, just try to make it out. Yeah. Like of the hood or something. So they have to find something like either basketball or like sports in general or rapping. It's like that's what black people do.
All right, for me, I think a lot of black people rap really the same thing, and it's crazy because when you ask black questions, shit get sad. But it's like I think.
Damn. I didn't mean to make it.
No, you good. You good. I think black people, bro, the real and I really try to preach this. You know, I worked on some like volunteer programs and stuff like that, and I talk to pastors and stuff like that about the same thing. And the common thing that I always tell them is like, a lot of black people when you're growing up, bro, those are the only people that are glorified in black. It's basketball, football, and like rap. So or just music period. So we would say rap, but there's a lot of black singers,
jazz musicians, R&B people,
right.
You know.
Right. So I think you just do it because we don't really see any other nobody talks about a doctor. Nobody or when you talk about a doctor, we talk about the money that comes with it. But I think when we talk about nobody talks about the HVAC technician. Nobody talks about the nurse, or nobody talks about all these millions of jobs that are in all these different industries. Nobody talks about that. No black people know about that. And when I say that, I genuinely mean no black people know about that, bro. Like
they just don't.
And when you talk to them, they don't even know that the most different job I get from black people is truck driver. It's everybody want to get their CDLs, and that's dope. But I think they don't really know about it because I tell all my black friends, because I kind of when I started getting into like just getting on my ass and work, I started off in maintenance, bro. And I think if if black dudes knew like how easy maintenance was and how much you could get paid to do maintenance, like just starting off like $18 an hour type shit, I think a lot of them would do that because, bro, literally you just sit there all day and you like might fix a doorknob, but maybe one day there's nothing wrong with anything, right? But that's a lot of money, man. But I don't know, man. And a lot of black people is just like want to chill, but that's a lot of people. A lot of people want to chill.
So for me, I worked at a warehouse for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And like the old heads there, they were always on some like hard work, like doing the nitty gritty stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think it's like a new generation thing, or because like some of the older guys I met, they talk about how the young kids don't want to work, like they don't want to do the hard work that they grew up doing.
I don't know if that's black people, man. I think that's everybody. If you
honestly, though,
if we go to another hot topic, a crazy hot topic right now. And a real problem in the United States is everybody quit their job and nobody's going back to work. That's why it's so easy to get a job like anywhere right now because there's like 150,000 jobs or something like that nobody's working, bro. When I went to my first job interview here, that dude was like, bro, we can't get nobody in here. And they was paying $20 an hour. He's like, bro, we cannot get nobody to work here. Nobody want to work. They was calling other like refrigerator companies, they can't even send people out because nobody was working there. You know what I'm saying? So it was like the dad and the son, only people working in the whole business. And these places are paying people a lot of money. So it's not just McDonald's or nothing. It's like, I think what's happening is, what's happening with jobs is, and then I'll get to the white question. What's happening with jobs is, I think there's a lot of online jobs that are starting to come up. And there's a lot of stuff that people are starting to realize, because now also with black stuff, besides rapper, basketball player, football player, now you got clothing brands, and you can sell all your stuff online. A big thing is social media. 80%, and I think it's either 80% or higher want to be social media or like just YouTube. Not even social media, just YouTube people. Like 80% of the population want to be YouTube. Even the old people. Like, there are so many old people who, their second career is YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And I think what happened through the pandemic is, like, a lot of people just had to find different ways to make money. So, you know, it worked out for some people, and for some people, they went back to work. But for a lot of people, it worked out, like, a work at home, which is, like, a telemarketing type, not telemarketing, but just a call center, and you could just work from home at your desk. And then you just work. You get to pick your hours and everything. And there's 100 different companies that allow you to do the same thing. And that's why I think people don't really get the jobs. All right, I'll go to the white people. Okay, so as white people, why do you guys not wear socks?
See, I wear socks all the time. But
yeah, and it's almost making me question you, James.
I got socks.
Because you got socks on right now.
I got socks on.
You, bro.
One, I don't want my feet to stink.
Yeah.
And that's just unsanitary. But I don't know. Like, I feel like that's like a hippie thing.
Yeah.
Like the hippie generation of white people from like the 70s, 60s and shit.
Yeah.
Like they had kids and like they wasn't wearing socks, so like just kind of like maybe rubbed off on they kids. I don't know. I never understand that shit, so right. I wish I could answer on behalf of the whites, but
all right,
I got an answer.
I have another good question, but okay. I think it's Willow's turn now.
I don't know. You go first.
Okay. My other question is, okay, James, as a white person, I want your honest answer.
Okay.
So why is it that white people go to the other side of the street whenever there's a black person on the other side of the street? But if it was a white person, you wouldn't go on the other side of the street.
I don't know. I think it's like preconceptions, like judging people.
Right.
Like, and I guess like some white people see like black people as more dangerous or something like that. I've never been that way. Like, if I saw a scary white person, I might cross the street too.
All right.
Unless I, had the strap on me or something like that, then I probably wouldn't. But
right.
But like if I saw a scary ass looking white or white or, you know, whoever it was, I'd probably be like, shit.
What classifies as a scary looking white person?
Well, okay.
No bullshit.
I got
bullshit. Because to us, a scary looking white person, James, kind of looks like you, James.
Look like me? All right, I'll tell you what a scary white person look like. He's walking down the street and he's got, you know, tattoos all over his body and like skinhead, like crazy looking motherfucker, like look like he wired on some shit. Like that's a scary white person. Me, I look like I just got off of class from college. Like
it looked like you shot up that class.
If I had long black hair, I might believe you. But
I'm fucking with you, man. But I think keeping back to the people across the street, when I see black people, I also cross the street, James.
You do?
I also do cross the street.
Why?
Because they're black, man. I think the weird part about black people is they'll rob another black person faster than they'll rob anybody else, which is crazy.
Me and my friend Dion be talking about this all the time. Like,
what do y'all talk about, and then we'll go to Willow.
So we be talking about how, like, you know, sometimes in the black community, like, they'll be quick to like rob their own brother, like shit like that, and then like they get to like, I don't know, like you could be robbing like some totally different, but you'd be robbing your own community. Yeah. Like tearing down your own community and I don't think it's not morally right to rob or kill anybody, but like you would think like if you were gonna rob and kill somebody, it wouldn't be like, you know, your cousin or your brother or somebody in your community, because that just, you know, tear it down even more.
I think the reason Atlanta's crime rate is so high is because they have all these projects next to rich ass other places. It's so weird because, bro, this whole street looks hood as fuck, but as soon as you go like 2 streets, 3 streets in, bro, it's nothing but nice houses, bro. And that's always. And then when you just drive through Atlanta, bro, you could just drive through something crazy. Especially when I'm driving like from here to downtown, so because we're on the east side of Atlanta right now, but like super far out. You know what I'm saying? We're in Stone Mountain, so we're far out. So when you go in east side, it gets super rough, and then it gets really nice. Like, and then it gets rough, and then it gets nice when you get to the downtown. But even downtown is like super rough on the south side of downtown. And as you get north, it's get pretty super nice.
Well, so I think this was 3 years ago. I was walking around Georgia State campus. I was walking back to my car because I was visiting some friends who were in a dorm there. Dude, I was getting harassed by these homeless people. Yeah. Like, it was crazy. Like, I could not get these people, like, to stop, like, harassing me. And I don't know, like, it's probably not as bad as some of the places like San Fran. I've heard some pretty scary stories about San Fran. Yeah. The homeless people there. And I think it's like some of them are just really desperate, you know. And I do think, like, you know, seeing the difference in wealth, like if you from the projects, if you're from a bad area, and you go down the street and, you know, this family got everything they could ever want, like, it's going to make you hungry. And, like, sometimes the hunger gets so bad that you're willing to kill for it, type of shit.
Okay. All right, Willow. Okay. Willow.
Okay, to piggyback on your question, what is it? Okay, I can't describe it, but you know that little smile, like this, like when white people make before they, like, you know how when black people got the nod, they do the other black people, but white people, they got that little smile. Yeah. What is that about? Like when they, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Repeat the question.
Like, okay, you know how black people see other black people, they do like the little head nod or whatever. But when white people see black people, sometimes they do like little smile like this, and then go about their day. What is that smile about? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know, because white people be doing the same thing to each other. Yeah. Like they just walk by each other and they just like, I don't know. I think that's just like, I guess it's like a mannerism, I guess, like slowly like cultivated over time. Like, you know, if you're a kid and you're walking by another white person and they just like, you know, like, I guess that's going to like slowly get into you. And, like, you're going to subconsciously start, you know, doing the little
Bro, I got a question.
To everyone. Like, everybody pass on the street.
I got a question for white people, bro. Why do white people look you dead in your face and stand super close as they're looking you in your face? But, or like, why do they, when the conversation is clearly over, why do they still stand there and look at you until, like, bro, because the one thing about me, and this is why I was like, kind of good at our job, is a lot of the places I've worked around rich white people. It almost was like, but everybody's cool, but it's like rich white people have a different type of vibe. And they're like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think they're overly polite. Like, sometimes.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, it's like, sort of like,
and it's
they're trying to, like, be your friend a little too hard, you know? Like,
and then they really don't even, like...
And I don't like that either, like, when people be standing close to me, looking me dead in the eye, I'd be like, bro, just back up a little bit.
But, like, white people will say, they'll talk to you, and then they'll say... and then you be looking at them like, all right, man.
Maybe they're waiting for you to say something back or some shit.
I say, all right, well, I'll see you. And then they'll be like, all right. That's a question. That's a question that I'll never fucking know, because that happens to me all the time, and I'll be like,
maybe they're expecting you to, like, turn around and say.
But
something
like, what do y'all do to each other? Like, how does that?
I don't know, because me and my white friends, it's just like, you know, all right, peace out.
But see, I was about to say, but see, James, you young, man, and that's why I say, like, for the old heads at the jobs, man, a lot of old heads can't comprehend. A lot of old heads at jobs, they can't comprehend young people. I think we both don't understand each other. Because for old heads, I think for us, we look at it like, you gave up, man. I always used to see...
On your dream.
Even at the worst jobs, I used to see... And that may just be me. I used to see older people like... Bro, it'd be like a worse job. And I'll be looking at this job like, bro, this is just a stepping stone. Like, literally, because when I first started working, it was hard for me to get a job in my city. Because it was like factory work, like for men, right? If you're not really into gas stations or McDonald's, it was factory, right? Unless you had a college degree, but I wasn't like there yet. Mm-hmm. So I used to work with people, and we were making like $8.50, bro, and they had been there for 10 years. And I'd be looking at them like, bro, I'm probably not even gonna be here that long. Like, I think the longest I stayed at the job for a year, and then I was out, man.
That's definitely an older generation thing, though. Like, cause the baby boomer generation and their kids, like the baby boomers was like, they got a job, and that's what they were gonna do. They were gonna work that shit till they died. And then, like, you know, the 80s was a bit different. You know, you had a bit more optimism, and like people did feel like, you know, they could do whatever they wanted. Yeah. But then, like, the 90s, 2000s hit, and those people just kind of, like, you know, gave up as well.
Yeah. And that's why I think, like, the old people talk about young people like, oh, they don't want to work. But I'm like, what was you doing when you was like 19, 20? I'm pretty sure you didn't want to, like, bro, you want me to be in this factory or whatever job, like, you want me to be here and, like, just do the same thing. It's just not, I don't know. I just never really, I just think it's like a gap, because I think young people, I think what's changing, right? In the older generation, they looked at it like, I'll work super hard and then I can enjoy my life when I'm old. And I think that has flipped from the younger generation, where it's now like, bro, I'm going to enjoy my whole life, and then, you know, We'll figure it out when I'm old. I'm kind of in the middle, or I'm kind of like, I don't like just sitting around smoking weed or doing stuff like that. I used to be like that, but I'm not like that anymore. I'm kind of like, oh, I want to, like, do something different. I want to go different places, travel. But I definitely don't want to stay at a fucking, like, job that I don't fuck with for 50 years. And that's why I want to have my own production company. Just so I can, like,
do the things you want to do.
Yeah, and of course, when you're doing shit like that, it's way more work than going just to GSM or anything like that. But it's like,
that's the wave I'm on, though. Is like, I want to enjoy my entire life.
Yeah.
But I realize to enjoy my entire life to the fullest, I gotta be working hard. I have a full-time job at GSM, but then I work 3 contract jobs.
Yeah.
And if somebody hit me up today and I had, a free day this next week, and they were like, can you work a 12-hour, 10-hour day for this amount of X amount of money?
Yeah.
I would say yes, because, like, for me, it's all about building up wealth, learning what to do with that, and then investing it into my career, and then just keep building and building and building to where when I'm 40, I'm not stuck at some dead-end job that I hate. I can be actually where I really want to be, doing the most meaningful shit in my life, because, we're still young, but, like, when you grow up and you're, like, 40 and you're, like, a man, and you got a child, so you know a bit better than me about being, a man and shit like that, but when you got to be a man, like, you don't want to be in a place where, you hate your job and, like, shit like that. You want to be, like, doing exactly what you want to be doing at that time.
Right, yeah, that it fucking sucks, man, when you living like that. And I know Willow, you kind of going through the same thing. Cause how old are you, James?
I'm 22.
All right, so James 22, I'm 26. Willow, you're how old? 20? 19? Willow's 19. So Willow, kind of explain what you're going through, cause I know you are going through, and you don't talk about this. So this is gonna be neat, cause Willow, me and Willow are kind of the same. Me and Willow don't really talk. I talk. I like you to talk to you, but once I like you, I'll talk to you. And Willow don't really talk about this, but I always wanted to know, like, what's your feelings towards this stuff? Like, what are you looking for in your life? Just where are you trying to go and, like, stuff like that?
You mean as far as my job, or, like...
Just, like, what...
Or what I want to do in life.
What would make your life, or what would make your work life meaningful? Where do you see yourself, like, as far as
what gives you purpose?
Yeah.
What gives me purpose?
Mm-hmm. What do you think that is?
Feeling of purpose. Yeah.
Dang, put me on the spot. I don't know.
I mean, you don't have to know. Like, sometimes it takes people till 30 to know what the purpose is.
Like right now, I have no idea what I want to do in life. Like, I always wanted to be a baker or something, but I recently found out that that's not even what I want to do. So I've been I'm stuck in the position of trying to figure out, like, what do I like? What do I want to do? Because then it's like that. And then as far as job-wise, I don't know, because, like, the only reason I would like a job is if I have to, like, the people has to be cool. Like, as soon as I, like, something goes wrong, like, as far as manager talking to me some type of way, it's like, okay, I'm done with that job. I'm gonna get another job, because I don't like working at a place that I'm not happy at. Like, no matter how much the pay is, it's just not it. So as far as right now, I've been trying to figure out what I want to do, like, as far as,
and not to, like, cut you off, I think you hear me that way. Not to cut you off, but you said, like, baking, you just found out recently, like, that's what you didn't think you really wanted to do that. What was that like, finding that out recently? Like, how did that go? How did you find that?
Well, when I was little, like, my mom got me an easy bake oven, and that's all I kept talking about. Like, oh, I want to be a baker, I want to cook, So then I went to Emerson, which is a cooking school, and then I was doing that. And I don't know if it was the teachers or, like, my classmates, but it didn't make it funny anymore. So I'm like, okay. But then it was just like, I know how to do it. I know how to bake, or I know how to cook, but it's just, when I do it, it's not like, oh, I actually enjoy doing this, or I actually want to sell this, or start a career as far as from it. It's just, I know how to do it. So it came as like a backup plan. Like, it's something to do, but it doesn't, like, make me happy to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to do something that just because I know how to do it, and not because it's actually like I enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? So that's.
So what are, like, what's stuff that you enjoy doing, or is that what you're trying to figure out?
Recently I started painting. I like doing that. Writing, sometimes. I think what else? Painting and writing.
So it sounds like to me you're just in a stage of just going through stuff and finding out what you want to do. And at the age of 19, that's
perfect. Perfectly
right?
fine.
Yeah, that's.
When I was 19, man, I was in college, but like I didn't have like super big, like I would be smoking weed, not doing anything.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have a big passion, for what I did, or like drive.
Yeah.
And like sometimes it takes struggle. Sometimes it takes hardship for you to realize, what your drive is, what your purpose is. Not for everybody, but sometimes that is what it takes. But I think when you're 19, like, don't expect to have like it all figured out. Like I know like the path I want to go down, but like I still think about, like how am I gonna put it all together and shit like that. Like that's still always gonna be like on your mind. Like how am I gonna do this? Like can I do this? But like you just gotta have faith in yourself and like I can do this. I'm gonna figure it out. Like that type of mindset really helps.
And I think sometimes when you have a passion for something such as music, filmmaking, or anything, anytime you get to doing it as a job, it's automatic because work is just not. Any work is just hard. And whenever you get to doing your passion, in my experience, as a job, it just becomes like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
makes the struggle worth
it. Yeah, but for me, at least, and you can tell me your opinion, it just becomes, sometimes your brain can trick you into thinking like, oh, I don't want to do this. When really it's like, it's your job now. So you're doing your job you're doing your passion for a living. It's not going to always be buttery smooth or like, it's not going to feel like you're just doing everything for yourself. Because when you're doing something for a living, you're probably doing it like, if you're a filmmaker or you're an audio engineer, you're not making your own music for you know what I'm saying? That's not your career. But if you're a filmmaker, also, you're not shooting your own movies just all the time. Eventually, you're going to shoot somebody else's movie. And they're going to tell you what to do. Or eventually, you're going to be at the Braves baseball game and they say, hey, we need you to do this. You need to be here this time. You need to do this. So sometimes your brain can trick you into thinking like, oh, man, I hate this. It's not. But really, I think what it is just you got to have other hobbies also. Like, besides just that one. Because that's your passion. But you can still have other hobbies and just do your passion for your work and just have those other hobbies and don't make all your life just about this one thing. And I think I suffer from burnout because, as you can see, I do everything, bro. So you know what I'm saying, I've always did everything by myself. I never really had a team because I'm like, I could do it probably better than, you know what I'm saying, you.
Yeah.
But I'm just learning, like, bro, it's good to have a team and stuff like that. But I think, definitely, sometimes your brain can trick you into thinking that your passion is burnt out when really it's just like, bro, maybe you could bake, but maybe that don't need to be your whole life, bro. You could bake and also paint. You know what I'm saying? Go home and paint. Don't go home and worry about baking or anything. Because at least for me, when I go to work, bro, I leave work at work and I leave home at home. So as soon as I step out of GSM or I step out of any of these places, bro, I just forget everything that happened there. And I don't hold no grudges to nobody. I don't even think about the place. And then when I walk back in there, I'm in here, I'm not really thinking about nothing else. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's important, man, because if you wanted to do painting, Willow, if you were doing painting and somebody was there like, you got to paint this, you got to paint that, you got to paint this, you got to do this, we need it like this, which would be called like something like factory painting. If you worked and they say, hey, we need you to do this several times, all the time, bro, you would hate that shit. You would be in there like, man, fuck this shit. Like, I'm just painting all this stuff. Like, I really don't even fuck with this like that. And that'll be the same thing. If I'm shooting and I got somebody like, oh, dude, do this, dude. Just like GSM, when you like there and they like, yeah, you're working with a camera, but it's like,
it's not directed, yeah.
Right.
I don't know, for me, I'm on the same type of thing where, so there was, I think it was Kanye who was talking about this, where he was saying that you only got a certain amount of hours in the day.
Yeah.
He goes, let's say you get 8 hours of sleep and you work for 8 hours and then you got to eat. And he went through all this stuff that you have to do. So you have to do that stuff. You gotta sleep. You gotta work to be able to, provide for yourself. You gotta eat to be able to live. And he goes, so basically you got 4 hours left in the day. What are you doing with those 4 hours? Yeah. He goes, do what you want to be doing in those 4 hours. And then do what you have to be doing for the rest of the shit. So you got 4 hours in the day. Don't be wasting those 4 hours on nothing. Yeah. Like, do your passion. Do what you want to be doing in those 4 hours. And that's what he says that's what makes the difference between the super successful people and the people who aren't. He goes, the unsuccessful people are wasting those 4 hours away. When the successful people use those 4 hours to their fullest, they're constantly using those hours to move forward to what they want to be doing.
Yeah. While we're on the topic of Kanye, one of the topics that I had on the bulletins was the Kanye and Kim Kardashian situation. Are you at all, both of you guys, are you guys at all knowledgeable about the situation?
They're separated, right?
Right. Okay.
And then she was with like Pete Davidson or something.
Okay.
Some BS.
All right. So basically, and I'll pull up this Kanye video.
Yeah, I'm just wishing my daughter a public happy birthday. I wasn't allowed to know where her party was. There's nothing legal. They're saying that these are the kind of games that's being played. At the light, it's the kind of thing that really has affected my health for the longest. And I'm just not playing. I'm taking control of my narrative this year. I'm being the father, the best father, the yay version of a father. And
all right, so basically that was, I mean, he pretty much explained it. So he's trying to get to the party. For the Apple listeners and the Spotify people who can't see the video, Kanye was trying to get in the party. They wouldn't send him the location. Apparently he wasn't invited because just before this, there was a leaked song that dropped where he said he was going to beat up Pete Davidson. And apparently he got in a fight with somebody else, allegedly, right? So, they wasn't letting him in the party. He finally got in because Travis Scott sent him the address, right? So what is your thoughts on that? I'll ask you, what's your thoughts on that?
I think it's kind of fucked up because Kanye is like, he's pretty big on being a father and being there for his children. And he is right, like, not a lot of fathers, like, get that chance. And, like, that's why he has money. Yeah. So he can be there for his kids. And, I can't speak to, baby mamas and grandmamas playing games. Crazy, but I'm sure they do be playing
baby
games.
mama's crazy. For me, I'm lucky because that's my wife. So I don't really talk about Ananda as a baby mama. But she's cool as fuck. But I know a lot of other people whose baby mama is crazy, right? Mm-hmm. And but it's like it's tough, man, because Kanye just wow, and it's just I feel like I don't know. That's tough because at the same time, like that is his daughter. To not be invited to your daughter's birthday is crazy. Willow, as a girl, how do you see that situation? Like if you had a baby daddy and he was fucking talking shit. You got a new boyfriend or whatever. He was talking shit. He said he's gonna beat his ass and he was just like fighting people. Yeah. Oh. And he was fighting people and he was talking shit about you and just probably doing some other shit on the down low because I gotta imagine that it's some crazy shit going on. Like for you not to be invited to your daughter's birthday, you probably said some wild stuff or we were just on the wild tip. So if you had that happening, like, would you not let your baby dad come to the party? Or, like, what are some circumstances that you wouldn't let that happen? Or would you just say, like, he got to be there type shit?
I think, I don't know. I don't have kids. But I think I would probably invite him just because that is his daughter. And just because I already know I don't have a dad, so I already know how that would feel. Like, especially girls growing up and not having your dad there, no matter, like, if the mom and the dad is arguing, no matter the circumstances, I would still want my dad to come to my thing, just because it's like my birthday. I needs to be there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I think that's a tough call, man. I don't know. It's the Kardashians are weird, but I don't know, man. I'm kind of on their side, but I'm kind of on his side because I done seen some crazy acting dudes, right? I done seen some crazy baby mama, baby daddy situations, and sometimes the dude do be in the wrong, man. But I don't know. It's a tough situation.
But also, like, does Kim really think Kanye gonna come to his daughter's birthday party and beat some dude's ass in front of his daughter?
Yeah,
on her birthday.
But I think,
like, I feel like she was kind of.
But apparently, he had just beat somebody up on some like a fan or some weird shit. Like he just beat somebody, like hit him or some shit. I don't know. But
I can't speak on that because I wouldn't.
It's hard to speak on it because I don't have.
First of all, you don't know what the fan was doing.
Yeah.
Because they could have been doing some.
Yeah, you know, they're all about publicity. You know what I'm saying? And you know, some people just always want to kind of be in the drama. What we like to call in this house as the mix, right? So it's just a tough situation, man, all around. And I hope they figure it out because as just a black man. Regular black dudes get their kids sucking their knife, and you think like, man, you do all this stuff. I guess at the end of the day, it's just like you can't act any type of way and still get the pleasures of, you know, being a regular person. I guess you know what I'm saying. You can't act irrational and then want people to treat you rationally. But I mean, I don't really know what Kanye. Besides Kanye doing Kanye stuff, but that's all like talking. That's social media. There's a lot of baby daddies out here really on some weird shit. I don't think Kanye's like that.
Well, it's different. Yeah, it's totally different if, you know, the baby daddy is like wilding out and then want to act like he's trying to be a good father when like he's been wilding out and not been, you know, doing his shit. But it sounds like Kanye been taking his kids to school and like on his shit. So like, I don't know. I feel like Kanye got at least a right to come and see his daughter. Like maybe he doesn't have to. He can't stay there. You know, maybe he can't stay there the entire time. But he has the right to like at least come through and see her.
Okay. So I just got this one more topic because it's kind of a hot topic. This is probably like the most trending topic right now, as far as like everybody else talking about it. So I want to just get your opinion on it as a white guy. Mm-hmm. Right. Are you a night rider?
I can't swing that way. I think for me, it's more about like, you know, the vibe that person has, like the personality that person has. Like I've met some extremely attractive black women, and like I'm just as attracted to them as, you know, as any other race. But like, I wouldn't say like I'm specifically a night rider.
Right. Well, you know what a night rider is?
No.
It's a person who messes with black people. You know what I'm saying?
Like
a black person can also be a night rider, but it's just like a person.
Isn't
who
it
messes
like
with black
exclusively though? Usually. Like,
yeah.
You just be fucking with black people.
Yeah. Because usually that's how it go. But like if you dabble, you know. But so basically. I bring that up, Willow. I know you fuck with black people. Okay. I also prefer black women, probably because I'm black. But I've dated white girls. But for me, dating white girls, because I've dated Hispanics too. I've dated one Mexican girl. But for me, I don't know. Sometimes they don't just understand your lifestyle when you like, or just. Like your family or how you interact is just totally different from different races. Just interact differently. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So for
it's a
me,
cultural thing too.
Yeah, because I've met some white girls who grew up around black people, and those girls are cool. But those girls are usually not the best looking, you know. But because I mean, you get a white girl for fried chicken, it just don't look the same, bro. You know what I'm saying? that's a side note. But I think, yeah, I'll bring all this up because I actually do mess with black girls, right? So what would you say is your preference, like your type? Because then I'm going to play the clip.
See, like, when I imagine, like, my type, it's not, like, a specific race or anything like that. It's, like, a certain personality. Like, a girl who's, like, family-oriented, who can, you know, like, make me smile and laugh and shit like that, like, genuinely, and who I want to genuinely, like, spend a lot of time with. And I can just, like, connect with her on a level that's, like, deeper than just, you know, physical or, you know, attraction, shit like that. I can't speak to what I have dated.
You ever dated a hood black girl?
I went on a date with a hood black girl.
Oh, some Tinder stuff?
Nah, I don't fuck with Tinder, bro.
You don't fuck with Tinder? Why don't you fuck with Tinder?
I prefer, like, organic interaction.
Yeah.
Like, meeting somebody in public and just chopping it up and be like, yo.
Yeah, I like that too.
You single? Like, can I get your number? Type shit.
Yeah.
I feel like Tinder is a bit, like, kind of like.
Where do you go? Because, you know, almost, like, 90% of the dating population meet on, like, the dating apps. So, and I'm throwing around percentages. I'm going to keep it high. I don't know. I'm just talking. But I was watching something earlier that said that because I was just doing some research for the podcast. And I was looking at most people do meet it. So, like, do you go to bars and stuff like that? I never understood a bar.
I go to breweries.
Yeah.
Like, to taste different type of beers and shit like that. But I be doing my own shit, you know?
Yeah.
I'm more on the type of, I want to be the man I want to be.
Right.
And, like, when I'm the man, who's the right man, then the right woman will come along. Like,
right.
I don't really need, for me in my life, I don't really need to go looking for a woman right now. Like, I need to be focused on me. But also, I got out of a serious relationship last year in March. So.
How'd that end?
So we were dating and it was like some, like, real love type shit. Like, when we first started dating, like, we would just be walking around the park just, like, talking for hours and, like, like some, like, rom-com type shit, like, staring at the stars and shit like that. And it was really nice. It was really fun. But it was my first, like, serious relationship.
Yeah.
Like, I had gone on dates before and shit like that, but not, like, I never been, like, in a relationship like that.
Would you say?
And so,
go ahead.
So basically, like, she wanted a commitment, you know, like, she wanted to know that I was going to be there forever, and I was unsure. I was like, I don't know. Like, This is my first relationship. I don't know where the future is going to go. And then, like, that's how it went for a year, and then, like, I started feeling a bit different later on. Like, I felt like maybe I could, like, be with this woman forever. But then she basically started getting, like, cold feet and shit like that. She was going off to Athens for college, and she was, like, saying that she was worried about our relationship, how she wasn't going to see me a lot and shit like that.
Bro, no relationship will last if one person goes off to college, and it won't last because...
But here's the thing. She didn't even go.
That's tough.
She stayed here.
Oh, shit.
And, like, it is what it is. Like, I don't resent people for, you know, living their life. So, like, of course, like, I still love her, like, you know, we're cool. Yeah. But I would never, like, you know, hate on her for, like, making that decision. But, yeah, so it was just, like, where she was talking about how we're in different points in our life. I had graduated college. I was working a lot. She was still in college, you know, figuring out what she wanted to do. And that's what it was. And we broke up. It was kind of more she broke up with me because I was still wanting to be together. Yeah. So it was a bit hard, man. I mean, last year was rough, but I got through it, and I'm on, like, a totally different mindset now.
No, she didn't even go to college.
Well, she's in college, but she just didn't go to UGA.
And
now she's in a new relationship.
It worked out for the best because no relationship will last through college, period, at all. Because it's too many. There's too many. People don't know what they like. You know what I'm saying? I had this problem with my wife because I went to college And I slept with a lot of different people, right? And I was with a lot of different girls, and I got to meet a lot of different people. So I kind of honed in on like, oh, okay, I like this type of person, right? Because there was a lot of people I met, and I was like, after we did whatever we had to do, it was kind of just like, all right, well, we'll probably never talk again. I had a like 3-time rule, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I would sleep with a girl 3 times, and now I never talk to her again on some weird shit, But that's how I kept myself from being emotionally attached in college because, bro, it's so many beautiful people, like, no homo. It's so many beautiful people, girls and dudes, like, and coming from wherever you come from, your small town or whatever, these people who go to college are usually typically smart, you know what I'm saying? So the intelligence level goes up. From an average person just walking around, like, in the neighborhood, oh, yeah. A lot of those people not going to college, bro. A lot of those people just, they don't understand social topics. They'll never even understand politics. They won't understand, like, a different level. I always talk about life as levels in life, right? You got the base and get your house and get your finances, do all that. And then you keep going. At the top level of life for me is a passive income. And, like, you want to have your nice house, nice car, and a family for me. And really just have your mental right and be able to just leave and travel and do whatever you want. And that's what the passive income comes from, is being able to
not work and
still make money. And also, you know what I'm saying, you can have an active income because some people like to stay working, you know what I'm saying, keep your brain going. That's what old people say, like, the moment you stop, like, thinking or putting your stuff to use your body or your mind, that's when you start getting old. You know, a lot of old people who used to work places like 70 something, but because they kept working, like, their bodies still work. But as soon as they, like, sat down, that's when they, like, passed away type stuff. Mm-hmm. But I lost a complete point. Side note, I got a question for white people. Okay. Why do you go to breweries?
Why? Instead of a bar?
Yeah.
For me?
Because you said a brewery, and that's like, I know what a brewery is. I know.
Yeah.
But, like, why do you go to a brewery instead of a bar? Is it more fancier for you? Like, is it
fancy?
I
find bars a bit... I mean, I still go to bars. Like, sometimes I'll go to Clemson, which is a college town.
Yeah.
Because my cousin goes there, and we hit up the bars. But, like, bars around here, especially in, like, Lawrenceville and stuff, they're, like, run down. They're pretty sleazy, man. Like, breweries are more like the college town bars around here, at least. So, like, I can still meet young people.
That's what Sal was telling me about. He was telling me something about something up north. I forgot. I got to ask him.
But, yeah, it's...
Here, let's get to this, okay?
Yeah, the fresh and fit.
Because I can feel that we're on the hour. All right. Now, I'm going to play this, and I think I mainly want to hear from Willow a lot on this one, because you're a girl. And then, we'll see.
Certain amount of money, blah, blah, blah. Those are considered preferences. But if I say, hey, man, I don't date black girls like that. Oh, God!
You hate black women.
How dare you? You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous.
My mom's black, your mom's black.
Yeah.
My sister's black. Like, bro, we just have a preference.
If we had a black woman, would we bring African American women and black women on the show?
Okay, but the question...
Let me finish.
Okay.
We would not if we had an issue with them. Our dating preferences are our preferences. Just like you have the prerogative as a woman to date a man that makes a certain amount of money, a height, income, whatever it is, no one bats an eye. We are free to choose who we want to hook up with and date. Like, what the hell? Like, there's nothing wrong with having preferences.
So about what he said on why would they not like black women if they bring them on the show, look, they could just be doing it as a cover-up to make themselves look good.
I'm
not saying that they genuinely dislike black women. No.
I'm called black. It's funny, I never used that one, bro, but hey, man.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like, me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that. Man. We ain't Night Riders.
No,
so
I'm good.
Sometimes if they're, red bone, but, like, in general, me and Fresh don't dabble in the dark, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Okay.
I ain't gonna like.
Okay, so apparently, these dudes called the Fresh and Fit podcast. So they're on Twitch, right? They live stream. All this stuff is live. They don't do no editing or nothing. So basically, and I'll ask you, Willow. And also, I think that might matter follow.
Yeah,
you in the game. You holding it. But you the guy. We about to be over in a minute. But, boy, I almost closed this out. So basically, I just want to ask, like, Willow, how do you feel about black men talking like that? Because these dudes went viral because they had Asian Doll on the show. They kicked her off. So then a lot of people kind of went back to their old stuff and pulled this up. So I just wanted to know from Willow, even though you guys can't see her, like, how does this make you feel as a black woman, knowing that there are black men that feel this way about black girls?
Shit, that's a touchy topic. I'm trying to think. I don't know, because I think, well, I've seen a lot growing up, like black men date lighter skinned women or like white girls a lot. So especially, I know a lot of darker skinned girls, they feel like growing up they felt ugly or whatever because, like, just because society likes, well, I don't know about society, but I don't. That's tough. Dang, I forgot what I was saying.
What happened, guys? The mic thing just fell off the thing, but it's because it's turning that way, and it was bending the table because this table's plastic. This is meant to go on.
That's tough. This is tough. Okay. Well, this is actually better. But yeah, so I feel like a lot of dark skinned women, they feel like they're ugly because a lot of society pick lighter skinned women. So when black men chooses other, well, it's different because they saying it's a preference, but it's like the way you talk about, like, I don't think the way they were saying it is more like hatred, because you can have a preference just like, okay, you just don't like black women, instead of saying, oh, well, I date Sharkeisha, whatever they said. It's like, I don't know. Yeah. I think it's a difference, because me, I don't really have a, well, I don't know. I wouldn't say I wouldn't. I mean, I would date anybody.
Because what they were saying is like girls have preferences also. Like, oh, we want this dude. They were also saying like girls have preferences like, oh, we'll date this dude if he makes over 100K a year.
He's over 6 foot.
Fit. We want him to be over 6 foot. Like, nice looking, maybe has a beard. If they into that, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? So they was just saying like, why can't a dude have a preference of race?
Oh, you're asking me? I feel like dudes can have a preference, just the way you go about it. Like, you don't have to send hate to a different skin color. I would, but then I would not at the same time.
Why wouldn't you date a white guy?
Only reason, because I feel like a lot of white dudes, I don't know, it's their family though, because a lot of family, like, I don't know, a lot of their family members can be racist sometimes, even if they don't know it, and then once you bring around the family, it's like I don't know, it's just weird. But I don't know, I wouldn't be opposed to it. It's just like it has to be, I don't know, it has
to make sense for you?
Yeah, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. I don't mind.
Alright.
It's just a lot of time to do.
Alright. So, hearing that answer from a black girl as a white guy, like, how do you feel about, like, of course Willow doesn't speak for all black women, you know what I'm saying? But what would your response be to, like, other black girls who feel like
the
that's
family
like
type shit?
Yeah, like, because I'm pretty sure that's how a lot of black girls feel, and that's probably why they don't date white guys. And I'm pretty sure white guys think, oh, it's because we're not swaggy, but bro, racism for black people is for sure real. When I walk in a room full of white people, I'm automatically different. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because it's like, and that's why I thought it was important to break the race barrier here.
Yeah.
because I want to be able to say nigga without you feeling like uncomfortable and like, because that's legitimately how I talk without consciousness of how I talk. You know what I'm saying?
I don't give a fuck.
And I want you to be able to not say nigga. Not just like
no. I mean, I don't even say it because for me, it's like I find it, at least for me, unsightly. Like, you know, like it's not like a word that I'd like to use in my vocabulary, like consistently.
Right.
Or even, you know.
Right. What?
Rarely.
This nigga said consistently. You just let it go one time just in case in traffic.
No. But response, definitely like, because, you know, my family, I definitely have some family members that are like, you know, racy. Like, they grew up in the sticks of South Carolina. Like,
you know what Sal always says to me? You know Sal, right? He has a long hair. You've never probably met Sal because he's on the second shift. And
wait, does he have the long black hair?
Yeah, he's like the sleek back hipster kind of.
Yeah, I met him once.
I love Sal.
I met him once.
But that dude always says he's the least racist person he knows, and I feel like that's like true for a lot of white people, man.
I feel like everybody say that though. Like everybody's like, "Oh, I'm the least racist person I know."
Sal's definitely 100%. No, I'm just lying.
100% racist.
Yeah. Or... But nah, he's cool. That dude's great. But I just wanted to as far as getting back on topic, as far as black girls, like I think unless you already answered, I'm not sure.
Okay, so for me, you know, my family and shit, like I know I would never have a problem bringing home a black girl.
Yeah.
Like, cause my parents don't care. Like, if I love somebody or I like somebody and bring them home, they're not gonna treat them like, you know, just because their skin color is different, they're gonna treat them differently.
Yeah.
But like, I can definitely understand like why you would have that thought, because there are definitely some white families out there that are gonna treat you different. But it also goes the same way, because like, let's say a black man brings home a white woman to meet his family. Like, do you think that the black family would be like kind of judgmental of that?
I mean, they definitely say something straight up. But see, black people, in my opinion, they would just say something straight to your face, like, "Oh, she got the white boy." But we wouldn't.
The white people would be like slick with it, or something.
We would not. Yeah, but it's a difference because we would say like, "Oh, she got the white boy," but we wouldn't have no feelings towards the shit. You know what I'm saying? We'd just be roasting. Black people are just funny. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no,
but we wouldn't be like,
situation.
"Oh, she got that white dude over here again." We wouldn't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we wouldn't look at you funny. We just, if anything, like, "Oh, she got that white dude." What would your answer be to that? Because I'm not a girl.
Like, as far as the black men bringing home
if you brought home a dude like James, little metal detector.
You think what my family would say?
Yeah, or just
I think
do your family. I won't say what I was gonna say, but do your family, and then just
in general,
average. You know, like if you took them to Isaiah house or some shit.
That's tough.
They probably fuck with me. Like they would probably like mess around with me.
Yeah, I think
if you talk, yeah, definitely. But if you didn't,
I think just like you said, I think it would just be clowning them, like, but not clowning like to hurt your feelings. Be like, oh, da da da, they bring over da 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 da, joke around. Da, da. But I don't think we would treat you differently as far as like if you brought over a black girl and it's like, oh, okay, she can't do this or she can't do that, or just treat you outright mean because of it. You know what I'm saying? It would be more like just clowning, like in your face, like let you know you don't know, but not treat you like differently, if that makes sense.
Because I feel that, like, you know, okay, so let's say like a black girl bring me home and her family like clowning on me and shit like that. If I got butt hurt, I feel like that would be like a signal for them to be like, oh, I don't fuck with him because like he's getting butt hurt over me, like just like clowning around with him. But so to speak on like a white guy bringing a black girl home, it really do depend on the family. Like, you know, and sometimes like a family isn't gonna vibe with a girl, and sometimes it may not be because she's black. Maybe it's just like, you know, her attitude or something like that. Like my family, they would not mind like if I brought home a black woman, because it's just love around. But I can definitely see some other white families would be like, you know, treating them different or some shit like that, and that's just stupid as fuck in my opinion. But
when do you think racism will be over, or do you think it will always last?
Never.
Because my thing, see, and see, this is what I think, because a lot of people say, you know, the older generation, but see, I have an Oculus, right? You know what the Oculus is? So Oculus is kind of like the metaverse and all that. And one of these podcasts, I'll get you tested out if you never been in the metaverse. But the metaverse it can get really racist because nobody is their face, right? So there's this thing called VR chat, right?
I mean, I know about VR chat. I've just never been in there, right. But I know
I'll put you in there, bro. I got a couple friends in there. I've been in VR chat for extended periods of time, lucky. But I'll be in VR chat, right? And then basically VR chat is kind of what I would call the anime of the metaverse, and everybody's an anime kind of base characters and stuff like that. So of course, they got black characters, they got white characters, but you're really just like who you want to be. I might be Naruto, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just walk around as Naruto if I'm feeling like frisky that day. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I might be Garfield, bro. A lot of times I be on some different vibes, but you'll meet people and they'll say the N-word super casually, and because we're in VR chat, bro, and nobody knows like what race you are. They can tell sometimes, like. Because you can tell when the black guy's talking. You can tell when the white guy's talking.
Saying the N-word.
But then you'll hear the N-word and it's racist. Not even the N-word, because the N-word is racist. But you'll really hear how white people think or other races think about black people. Or not even just black people, just all other people. And what I can say, the majority of the people are not like that. But there are a nice size amount where like, oh, you're black? And like leave. Or like just say, oh, you're black. Just immature type stuff. Or like they'll be saying nigga. Or they'll just talk flat out racist as fuck before not knowing that like there's a black person in the room or something. Mm-hmm. And that's what it makes me think like, I don't know if it's based off age, bro, because
no.
Some people are just racist, man.
I think it'll always be around. And sadly, I mean, but also like, I think we'll come to a point where like people will feel like find a better way to like just, you know, brush that shit off. Just be like, oh, you ignorant. Like just kind of like move on. Like that person is just, you know, on a different like lower mindset because they think all this, you know, racist shit.
Who do you think have it tougher? Like gays, LGBTQ, or black people? Because I seem to think like the LGBTQ has shot up past black people and social stuff. Like if you make a gay joke, that's tough, man. You can get canceled. Nobody will watch your shit for doing gay stuff. Also, if you support gay stuff, your shit will go crazy, bro. Like Aiden Ross is probably one of the biggest streamers, and he just does gay jokes, and like his shit is really pushed off of, like he kind of launched off of just being sus, bro. So what do you think about like?
So I definitely think black people have it harder now because, you know, my mom's a middle school counselor, right? And she talks about like how like being gay now is like, you know, a social credit. Like you're cooler. Like if you come out as, you know, whatever LGBTQ, like whether it's lesbian, gay, trans, or, you know, queer, like that's what makes you cooler nowadays, you know?
Don't tell me about it. I won't even get into it.
But and this is probably a controversial as hell like topic, but like I definitely think like now like it's like such a small like gay people are not a large percentage of the population in America, but like they are like super glorified in terms of like the small population that they inhibit.
I think it's crazy that you say that, and we're in Atlanta where
Oh,
Damn near
dude,
everybody's gay. I
Atlanta's
shot a reality,
gay, dude.
bro. I shot a reality TV show and everybody was gay, and I didn't know who was fucking who on there because people sucking lollipops, and I said I don't know what's going on here, bro. It was a dude this dude had a boyfriend and then put his lollipop in another dude's mouth. I said, whoa, what the fuck? And I've never experienced gayness to this level until I came to Atlanta, and I was like, oh shit, no. Niggas gay out here for sure. Cause I've always
Atlanta is weird, man.
I've always had like in high school I had a gay friend named Hayden, right? I went to a middle college or a college, like high school. I went and you take your college, so you done with high school in the 10th grade, then it's college, and then you done with your associate's degree in the 12th grade. So there was one gay dude in there. His name was Hayden. And we was cool, and then he hit on me one day, and I stopped fucking with him because he said I was cute. I said, bro, I can't fuck with you, bro. Like you got me mixed up. Low key, I'm on some different time. But then after that, have I ever had another gay friend? My wife has a couple gay friends. They're all cool, bro. I really haven't like had a problem with gay people, but I'm from a small town, bro, and it's like they're not as outward. And you come here, and it's like. Super, like, it's just common, bro.
Yeah, no, I mean, I have gay friends. A lot of them are cool as hell, but I've met some gay people that I'm just like, yeah, what the fuck is going on? Like, they'd be doing all this extra shit. Like, their whole personality is being gay. And it's like, if you're gay, that's cool, but, like, if that's going to be all you're about, like, all you're about is just being gay, it's just, like, to me, that's just, it's a little corny.
All right.
Going back to you know the like is racism gonna be around? What's funny is like you know I've met all different types of people that think all different types of way. I've met Jamaicans and Africans that are racist as hell towards white people. No, towards white people.
Africans are racist as fuck to black people.
At least black Americans.
Jamaicans, you might meet some, but I have not known Jamaicans to be racist. But Africans definitely are racist to black people because they have a whole word associated, like just like the N-word, they have a whole word for black people also, and it just means like slave or you know like you. I think it means like you got took. I don't know the word precisely, but I won't even say that because I won't feel comfortable saying that. Because like I say the N-word, but that's what I grew up with. That's how I talk. The other shit I wouldn't say, but.
Well, the
crazy they got a whole nother word for the shit.
The crazy thing is, you know,
and Africans
if you look into it, is Africans were selling other Africans into slavery,
right?
And it still goes on in Africa today. Like there's still slavery in Africa.
Yeah.
But Jamaicans own slaves as well from Africa. But I mean that's a whole different deep topic that we could leave for.
I think in America they just like because everybody else had slaves, but I think the reason why it was so crazy in America is because they kind of found a way to make money off of slaves when other people were using them like for maybe help doing the chores around the house and stuff. And then what happened with white people was they said, oh, well, you know, this shit is super tedious and stuff to pick cotton and stuff like that. And it's one of the biggest exports, cotton and tobacco. And I'm from North Carolina, so I know. And there's still tobacco fields everywhere, and there's still cotton fields out there, bro.
I mean, you go through rural Georgia, you see it all over the place.
And I'm going to change the topic after this, but, like, you go through there and you see, and basically what happened was they just found a way to make money. So they're like, oh, shit, we can make money off of this. Let's just buy out a lot of them, you know what I'm saying? And people let it act like Americans are the only people who had slaves, when really everybody had black slaves.
Dude, I want to tell you, the Spaniards were actually the people that started the transatlantic slave trade because they had sugar farms.
Yeah.
That they had like large sugar farms, and they didn't have enough workers, so they went over to Africa, took some Africans, and started working them on the sugar plants and shit like that. But yeah, I mean, slaves they were around everywhere around that time. That was just like something that everybody did back in the day. And it doesn't make it right that everybody did it. But
All right. So we'll end the podcast off by this, right? And I'll ask. There's 3 of us, so we'll have 30 questions, right? Not questions, just answers. So I want you to give me. No, let's go 5. 5 answers. I want you to give me 5 answers of a way that black people and white people can like just communicate better and come together better. And like, but I want you to give it from black, like what black people, what should black people do to like kind of bridge the gap between black and white? Because I honestly think a lot of black people, I don't agree with Kanye on a lot of stuff, but I do agree with Kanye. I think he said, black people just have a mentality of always being down and out instead of like going out to get it and like just kind of just like being about their stuff. They always think somebody trying to hold them back and stuff, but it's like, bro, you really just sat in the house all day and smoked weed. Mm-hmm. And then you went to go to get this job and you had, like, your piss was, like, you had weed, so, like, you didn't get the job. And then you want to say it's the racism in the man. But I do think racism, like, as far as redlining and communities go, they try to keep the black people on a certain side of town or, like, as far as, like, stuff with credit and stuff like that. I definitely think it's certain stuff, but what do you think black people could do to bridge the gap between, racism?
So, I'll try to give it from both sides, like something that we could both like come together on, I guess. Yeah. Like one thing is communicating better, because I don't know what type of high school you went to, but like when we were at lunch at high school, like, I mean, of course we had some like mix of black and white people, like some black kids would sit with the white kids, but you'd have like a table of the black kids and then a table of the white kids. And it's like, we need to work better on, coming together and trying to understand, because we have different cultures. Yeah. Like, the culture gap is real. Like, I'm not going to understand everything about, like the black family and how y'all interact. But if like we came together and started talking about like what we do differently and shit like that, and try not to like be hostile about the differences or something like that.
I think y'all need more fire music, bro. Because I feel like white people get to understand black people a little more through rap, but we don't listen to y'all shit, to be honest. Like,
you gotta start listening to the like experimental rock shit.
That's but what you gotta start. Hard though,
bro. There is some hard shit out there. You just gotta find it.
Well, that shit hard, man. But like y'all don't be. But see, I think the thing with rap and why rap, because I don't know if you know, but rap is the #1 genre of music like in the world, and that happened like a couple years ago. Mainly, of course, led by Drake, right? But I think the difference is with rap, it's like you're talking, so
you can tell a story.
Yeah, you're telling a story, and you're just talking, and also I was talking to my wife about this. It's like not only do you get those stories, you can hear the different regions and the different places. Like, if I listen to a West Coast artist, I can hear that in their music. Like, if you listen to Blueface, and I don't listen to Blueface, but if you listen to Blueface or YG, their music sounds different, and I can hear their stories are different, stuff that they talk about is different from a New York rapper and an Atlanta rapper, or, like, all down south kind of move towards Atlanta music type rap.
Unless you're in Houston.
Yeah, in Houston, they have their whole own little. Yeah, they have their whole own sound.
That was Sauce Walker's doing.
Yeah, but you and then you can finish your thing. So you got one.
Yeah, so definitely like trying to talk through it. Like trying to actually try to come and understand each other. Like, don't have the preconception that like that we're just so different that we'll never be able to understand.
Yeah.
Let's see. I would say the music thing, like trying to. I think both sides can try to get into different types of music. Yeah. Like, there's always some type of music that, like, you didn't realize that was, like, you actually liked.
Yeah.
Because being an engineer, I've listened to pretty much a lot of different
stuff. I love the other side. The one thing I think with white people, though, I think it's a lot of formula music going on. Mm. And that's why whenever it's somebody who's a white artist who doesn't follow a formula, they blow up so crazy, like Billie Eilish, and then you'll have like there's a lot of different people who kind of broke, and they don't sound like, because I feel like it's a lot of just a rubric for how songs go for white people, and I feel like with rappers is just like you just get on a lot of that stuff is dictated by the beat and also the feeling, and also your dialect is just different, so it's just gonna sound different. You could talk about the same. Listen, rap is sex, money, girls, guns, like stories from like the struggle stories, success stories. And those topics are the only, there's like 6 topics that all these songs roll around. It's just told by different people and different stories told by different people.
But I think we could branch out, like rap could branch out from that. And I think Mac brought in some of that. Mac definitely branched out. And he did talk about the sex, money, guns, and drugs and stuff. But he also talked about like what he was dealing with mentally and like his addiction and, you know, how he was feeling like with the women he was with, like emotionally.
But I think the only thing, when you get to real music like that, nobody listens to it, man. Nobody listens. When I can never throw Mac on the ox. You know what I'm saying? Future go crazy. A little Young Thug go crazy, man.
I mean, Slime Season is.
That's what I'm saying.
Certified.
So I think not a lot of black people even. I think more people listen to Mac Miller than they would like to admit, because low key, at that time he was big as fuck. It was Wiz Khalifa first, then him, and he was huge, bro. And then there weren't really no other rappers in that time period, especially not because that was before Atlanta rap even really popped off. You know, that was like before all of that. So I don't know. All right, and I'll let you finish. Just run off the next 3, like just run them off, and then we'll go to me, and then
this is like
we'll be out of here. It's super deep. I'm a fucker, man. I'm just interested because I don't talk to white people like this. So I'm gonna keep it hot, bro.
Hey, bro. I mean,
most white people I talk to,
they get uncomfortable or some shit.
No, I wouldn't say that. It's just I had one friend, Will. He gets uncomfortable when you talk white black. But Casey, he's fucking a black guy, and Jalen was super black. So I never had like a white guy like you, what I would classify. Because when I say Jalen black, I mean, bro, this dude, if you talk to him on the phone, you're like, yo, this fucker's black. He talk and act blacker than I act, and blacker than most people act. So I never really just got to sit down and talk to a white person and just understood, you know, how you guys process and act, just how y'all look at the whole race relations. Because I know it's like everybody just comes at y'all for like being bad or being racist. But like I said, I've been around a lot of rich ass people. I've been around not so rich white people, and a lot of them are good, bro. You know what I'm saying? For me, mostly the women is cool as fuck. The dudes always got a little, like the older dudes always got a little racism, bro. But some of them have none. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so, all right, I'll say, I guess to kind of stop perceiving like, you know, every white person could be racist or something. Like maybe like go in with the intention that they're not racist. You know, like until they prove to you, like until they say some shit, then you could be like, all right, fuck this, like you're ignorant as fuck. Let's see. All
right, that's one. We get the next one. We got 3
more.
more. So 2. Yeah.
2 more. Start like breaking boundaries, man. Like just, you know, having these conversations with other people of other races, and breaching uncomfortable topics.
Yeah.
Last one. Let's see. Sharing culture. Like, I know that's kind of like a faux pas because you don't want to, like, you know, it's like culture vulture type shit, but like.
I was about to say, because low key, like.
But if, like.
People don't.
If we were, like, sharing, like, different types of culture, like, wouldn't that be, like, dope? Like, where we could all come together and, like, kind of understand, you know, each other's culture and appreciate, like, the differences?
I think And then I'll go, I think black people definitely don't get enough white people culture. Because, I don't know, man, raisins and potato salad is tough.
I mean,
you know
I don't like potato salad.
They be putting raisins.
I mean, raisins they're okay for a snack, but I don't be eating them every day. But potato salad, I'm with you on that one.
I'm fucking around, but I definitely think, man, white people, man, the culture of white people, y'all like to keep y'all culture, but it's like y'all culture is like.
The thing is about
y'all really got culture like that,
white people culture is when you put like all the white people into a box like that, like like white people in general. Mm-hmm. It is kind of hard, but when you got when you separate it into like Louisiana white people culture, that's a totally different culture than Massachusetts white people culture. Like the Massachusetts white people culture is like totally different than people down in Louisiana. White people in Louisiana, they got culture.
Yeah. They do.
And whether you want to admit it or not, the white people in Florida, they crazy as hell. Yeah. Weird.
Florida itself is itself. You know what I'm saying? Florida people, they're all the same. The white people and the black people, they all crazy as
I would say you got to get to know like the specific, culture in that area.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to put like all white people in a basket. Same thing with like different black people from different areas.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. A lot of black people the same.
But you ever met somebody from like New York,
a
black person from New York is gonna be different. Let's say a black person from New Orleans.
Willow's from Buffalo, New York. Okay, so Willow, I want you to tell me what's the difference that you have seen in black people from up north, besides.
I was gonna say that. I think a lot of people up there is up front. They're more blunt than down here. A little bit more. At the same time, though, I just moved down here, so I haven't really met a lot of people. But as far as I know, I think it's a lot more blunt because a lot of, like you said, a lot of people are they're gay down here, so they're more messy.
All it is.
Hold on,
giving an insult as a compliment.
Say that again, Willow, because the whole time you was muted.
That's tough.
Yeah, that is tough.
I was saying how in New York they're a little bit more blunt than down here, but then again I just moved down here. But as far as I've seen, more people are more like they're more gay, so they're more. I'm not saying all gay people are messy, but a lot of them are. So they're more, secretive and. Oh, she said this or he said that, then in New York, they're going to tell you what it is.
So down south niggas gay. No, I'm fucking with you. So, apparently niggas down south gay. That's some crazy shit. But, I mean, I guess I understand that. Because to be fair, I'm one of the most upfront, bluntest people I've ever met and that I ever known besides, like, my mom, my aunt, like, my family's super blunt, bro. Not as blunt as me. Like, I'm super up there because I'll really tell you about yourself right there on the spot, right when we get there at that moment. That's one of the reasons why whenever I meet people or go in a new situation, I never talk. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk. I just scope out the people and I see,
what
like,
they're about,
oh, this dude be capping or, like, he's a liar. Because I feel like if I know that about you, I can love you and not be mad when you do that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I used to, like, my pet peeve is when people act this way and then they do stuff that's completely out of character. But if I know you're, like, a selfish friend, I can still love you, bro. But I'll just never, like, put you or me in that situation together for you to even be selfish to me because I already know you're selfish. So I know, like, if there comes to, like, something between me and you, I know you're choosing yourself because you're that type of friend, right? And if you did the other way, that's good. But if you're always the friend who's like super dope and super nice, and then like maybe we get around some girls and you're like
a douchebag,
acting funny, and I'm like, bro, I can't fuck with you, bro, because I'm literally the same person.
Yeah.
The whole time, every time, no matter where I'm at, when I'm around rich people, poor people, Like, smart people, stupid people. I wouldn't call nobody stupid, but smart people, less intelligent people, or smart, open-minded. I'm the same person, bro. Girls, dudes. She could be bad. I don't care, bro. I'm just gonna be me, and like either you gonna like me or not, man. But
I feel like that's what everybody should strive to be, though. Is like 100% yourself. In every situation, and not a lot of people do that. And it takes some bravery, because like sometimes you're gonna lose friends, or might get put in situations that you don't want. But like if you're just you, then like I feel like you'll end up coming out feeling a lot better about yourself if you're just who you are all the time. Like I feel people like if they're gonna act cool around you and then like get around some females and like act funny.
I hate.
Like I feel like they're gonna go home and feel like shitty about that.
Right.
Even if they may not tell you about that, but like they will. They're gonna feel shitty.
Yeah.
Even though they won't tell you.
I hate those dudes, man. But so I'll run off my 5 things, and then I think we can wrap, man. Because I think we've been like, I feel like an hour and 30-something minutes.
I don't know what time is it? 8:17? Yeah, an hour and 30 minutes or so.
All right, so I'll go. For white people and Willow, you can chime in. I'm not going to switch because we're at the end. I think for white people, you definitely got to stop looking at us in the face. Like, just for super long, you got to stop standing too close. I'll put those together.
Okay.
You got to stop standing so close when you dap me up, bro, because that feels racist. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you're looking too hard. You know what I'm saying? And
I'll relay this to the white community. I'll be the mouthpiece.
All right. And, all right. So, those two, number 3 would be knowing the difference between different black people. Every black person's not hood, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people you want to know what gets a lot of people with me? A lot of people see I'm super hood, and they'll see it in my face or something, and they'll treat me as such, and want to know how I know that it's some like just racist, or not. I wouldn't even call it racist, just more like, oh, this, like a little bit of scaredness. Because every time they find out, like, because say whenever I do a job interview, or like whenever people first meet me, I always wear a hat because my hair is blonde, right? And I fucked up my dye job today, but my hair is blonde, bro. So nobody knows that at first. So you just see my face and you see I'm a big guy and see I do. So they always treat me like, I wouldn't say scared, but more like cautious. They don't talk as much to me. They're more chill. Bro, as soon as they see my hair, they're like, oh, what's up, Dante? And they always fuck with me harder. Because I think for them to see my hair, they're like, oh, this dude is like, he's not that type of black guy. Like, he's just a little different because this dude has fucking full blonde hair. Like, not a lot of hood dudes was going to have full blonde fucking curly whatever I got going on up here. And I fucked up my hair today. And I dyed the rest of my hair blonde, and I got orange and like blonde. I ain't gonna show it. Just know it's torch, okay? And we'll get there, bro. But yeah, I think just like understand that every black person not the same, and like yeah, there's hood people, but just like there's hillbillies. Like I can look at a fucking country ass person.
Just like I've been around.
This dude's from here. This dude's super country. I can look at a beach white boy and say, oh, this dude's a beach white boy. Jalen's a beach white guy. Just how he looks is just beach as fuck. I think every black person is not some, like, hood person ready to just, like, snap on you or curse you out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Side note, and we can go to the next one. Just because black people are not ready to curse you out, don't mean you got to keep pushing it until I'm about to cuss you out. You know what I'm saying? I feel like white people try to test you and see how far they can push you.
There's definitely people
until you cuss them out. And I'd be like, bruh. Like, a lot of times with me, people think I am super though. I'm super nice. I'm super calm. One of the things I get is like I'm super like right here. You know what I'm saying? I never get super high. You'll never see me like jumping or crazy happy, but you'll never see me like just moping sad. Mm-hmm. I'm like right here the whole time, you know. And a lot of times, bruh, and I forgot what I was really about to say, but they'll just try to push you and shit. Thinking like, oh, and I think that's general with people like, oh, this dude's a pushover, like, oh, he's nice, and they'll try to talk to you, and as soon as you fucking snap on them, then everybody's gonna get like, oh,
calm down,
be nice to you, and then after that, they're fucking nice to you, bro. But I think that's just a person thing, so I won't just put that on white people, bro, because I'm sure that happens to everybody. But, and then I guess, I don't know what order this is, but the last thing I would probably have to say is just understanding. I think both sides could do a better job of understanding. Me personally, bro, I really think that black people, a lot of us see the world in a certain way, which is like focused around clout, popularity, or, you know, being rich or not rich, being broke. It's a whole bunch of pop shit, you know what I'm saying? Partly because pop culture is low-key black culture, you know what I'm saying?
I would agree.
And then you guys take, and then not you guys specifically, the whole world takes it and they form it in different ways, and it's different, but it all, like, for me, a lot of that stuff originates from black culture as far as roasting, just doing funny stuff, milk crate challenge. Then you got all these white kids doing it. But it, like, originated from black people just having milk crates laying around and doing that shit. But I think just understanding that black people don't really... We think different about certain stuff. And I think black people could do a better job of just opening their mind and not thinking, oh, I want to do this. But that shit lame. You know what I'm saying? Just off because it's like, you gonna call it lame because this dude want to go work at this job and like, they won't whole stop fucking with you. Oh, you boring because you don't want to be out at the club all the time and stuff like that.
I will say that like end it off is like, and this applies to everybody, you know, black, white, you know. Everybody is like, we should all I feel like we should all try to move away from, you know, like focusing on, you know, what's popular. Yeah. And, you know, trying to be cool and shit. I think we should all move towards, you know, trying to be your own person. Yeah. You know, trying to be who you are. Like, and that's what, like, in high school, I made a lot of mistakes of, you know, being like trying to do what's cool and like, you know, trying to please other people. But like, as soon as I realized that I didn't have to do that, like, I could be who I am completely and still like be cool with people, because like people get attracted to like authenticity. Like if you're authentic, like people will come your way and fuck with you because they know that's who you are. And if they fuck with you for who you truly are, then that's who you're supposed to be around. Like, you don't need to be around anybody who doesn't fuck with you because you don't do what's popular or some shit like that.
And after this, we'll head out. And just the last thing to that, I think that's why I moved, bro, because I'm just around all these like hood people, and like, bro, I identify like, oh, I'm a hood nigga or whatever for so long, and that's how I seen the world. And I went to college and that changed because I started meeting people who wanted to be like, because I was hood, so I'm thinking rap and all this stuff. And then you go to college and like these people want to be veterinarians, doctors, marketing agents. I didn't even know nothing about none of that shit, you know. So then you get there and they open your eyes. And then I just wanted to change, bro. And that's why I moved, because it's like, I want to just be somewhere and just be myself. And I don't want to have to fucking fight nobody or like be hard, bro. Somebody say some crazy shit to me, like, I just want to be able to go about my day, like, bro, it really don't matter to me. Like, it is what it is, bro. You're not affecting none of my shit. But, you know, when you in the city and, like, you got all these hood niggas around you, somebody say something, bro, you got to do something because it's that. And then I just didn't want to be, like, I don't know, bro. I just felt like, I got tired of just describing myself as a hood nigga. And I'm like, bro, I just want to
Be you.
I like talking. I like being nice to people. You know what I'm saying? And I like just being positive, and that's pretty much why I headed out, man. And you know, that's why we ended up here on this podcast for episode 1, and that's the first episode, and we out of here. Willow, say something. Wait. That's Willow. We're doing a lot of live switching over here. We're going off. That's James. Hey, I'm Bravo. You can call me Dante. You can call me Tay. We out, and we will be back.